3, 2, 1. Alright, our first map here between Space Marines played by Deathgun and Eldar played by the famous Select. Our first map is Outer Reaches, and it looks like Deathgun is starting off with 2 servitors. So he'll be going for some faster military units. Okay. Alright, and it looks like Select is opening with 1 Chaos Space Marine and a Raptor. Looks like Deathgun's capping the close point here. And his barracks is idle, curiously, and it looks like he's going Assault Space Marines. So we're going to see probably some Raptor melee wars with the Assault Space Marines. But Select is open with CSM, so we'll see if he can take some map control before we got all these jump troops flying around here. Alright.
Defending objective.
Looks like Select's playing it pretty safe with his cap order, capping his close point first. He's gone 3 cultists, going for some map control. Hopefully he'll use his Korean micro to pressure his opponent while he takes map so he can get some more resources compared to his opponent. Alright, Deathgun's first ASM is about half done, and it looks like Select's playing pretty aggressively on the map, looking for scouts to kill with his first CSM squad. Alright, the Raptors have just come out, and he's using up his jump pretty early, getting into the fray. Probably going to try and put some heavy pressure on early. And there we have Deathgun's first ASM comes out, and it jumps right on top of Select's Raptors. So we see some fighting going on here. We have the ASM trying to kill the cultists that are trying to cap the point, while the Chaos Space Marines are harassing the scouts who are trying to capture some resources up top. Cultists are still running around while the Raptors reinforce, forcing away the Assault Space Marines of Deathgun because he's not reinforcing.
Scouts in position.
We have some scouts trying to help the ASM harass the capping cultists at the top, trying to make sure that Select doesn't gain more map control than him. We have the scouts of Deathgun going in, scouting, seeing what Select is up to in his base. Meanwhile, the Assault Marines are distracting the main force of Select.
Yes, my lord.
The scouts are being chased down by the cultists, and it looks like Select has a bit of an edge here in economy, starting to capture some points, including his relic. Second ASM squad is up for Deathgun, and they jump in to the middle, and it looks like Select is split up here. He looks like he's pretty content with what's happening in his base, probably going for some control on the top of the map. ASM harassing the relic point, so it looks like Select isn't going to get to capture it after all. And we looks like Deathgun's going for a third ASM squad. Meanwhile, it looks like Select is building a Chaos Lord. So we might see some building destruction here, a lot of fighting on the outskirts, a lot of harassing, but it looks like the Scout Squad might go down. Deathgun's losing his Scout Squad. Oh, the Scout Squad goes down. Deathgun's trying to use his ASM on range to kill the cultists to even the score. Looks like we have Deathgun taking control of the middle, while the cultist squad falls victim to the 3 ASM. Raptors coming into Deathgun's base. CSM running from the Assault Space Marines. Meanwhile, Select is starting to build his LP up top. Here we have CSM getting caught a little bit by the ASM. Raptors coming in to help, coming in to stop the servitors from building the workers. Deathgun smartly saves his worker from getting trapped. Leaving his other worker a bit idle. Looks like he's trying to micro around here, get this listening post finished. Meanwhile, the Chaos Lord has come out, so it looks like he might be ready to engage in some melee with the Assault Marines. Could see some big fighting around here if they decide to stick around. Meanwhile, 4th Assault Marine squad has come out for Deathgun, trying to make sure his listening post gets up. Looking at the Chaos Lord, trying to pick off Assault Marines as they chase after the CSM. Looks like we have some Overwatch on the ASM, so we're going to see a lot of fighting. Raptors decide to hang around the listening post, but it looks like they're about to join the fight. So we have one CSM at 4 men, a Raptor at 7, and 4 reinforcing Assault Space Marine squads at about 4 each. The CSM morale has just broken, and it looks like they're down to 1 member. If Deathgun can catch this might turn the battle. He might win the first map, even though Select has a bit more map control. Deathgun's new scout squad's going around. It's coming towards the middle. We'll have to see what he does with that. One of the assault marine squads flees. Economy looks pretty even. Another Raptor squad comes out for select, and it looks like we have 2 Raptors and a Chaos Lord against 4 assault marines. I'm not sure how favorable this looks for Deathgun. One Raptor squad is down to 2 men, the other's at 5, but the Chaos Lord is still in very good shape. We'll have to see how the economy pans out and if the micro works out. I see some ASM pistol use from Deathgun. Meanwhile, he's capping his relic and selects. Hasn't made any other sort of moves other than trying to win this tier 1 battle desperately. The Raptor is down to 1 man. It's broken. It's in the yellow. Oh, and the reinforcement pops up. It's still down to 1 unit, so it looks pretty even right now. Looks like we might have lost an assault marine squad, and another assault marine jumps out, so it's looking pretty close. Meanwhile, the Chaos Lord still hasn't been touched. I'm not sure how this will pan out if Deathgun decides to run. The Chaos Lord is very powerful against buildings. We'll have to see how his economy can withstand this kind of pressure. Alright, we have the scouts almost done capturing the relic. Deathgun has decided if he can't fight the main army, he's going to go harass other parts of the base. It looks like he's hanging around this listening post up top. Looks like he's going to destroy it as well. But we have the superior building damage of the Chaos Lord coming into play, destroying the center LP for Deathgun. Assault Marines are about halfway through this listening post at the top. Raptors are decapping the point in the center. And it looks like... Oh, no, Select doesn't spot the captured relic. So Deathgun's only going to lose his captured point at the top. Meanwhile, the listening post at the top is down. Cultists have been made by Select to capture the middle point, and Deathgun is going to harass this solo Raptor squad that might have used this jump up. Meanwhile, the Select's Chaos Lord has moved on to the next listening post. Select has built a new worker, and it looks like Deathgun is trying to cap the top with his scouts. Here we have a bit of fighting breaking out. Looks like they're deciding to duke it out in the heavy cover. 2 large Raptor squads and three large ASM. Chaos Lord managing to pick off a couple ASM, as you can see their dead bodies here. Cultists, meanwhile, are going to probably end up challenging these scouts for some top map control. Lots of jumping going on by Select for micromanagement, and it looks like one of Deathgun's ASM squads is badly hurt, and I'm not sure his economy can quite withstand that right now. Scouts finish capping the point, but the cultists take it, so upstairs is a null contest, no advantage, so it's going to come down to the fight over here. And it looks like Select is slowly but surely gaining the advantage through his melee micromanagement, and the Chaos Lord, who still hasn't been touched. Select is taking control of the center listening post, building it, and it looks like his economy is going to end up much stronger. I don't see any kind of teching plans for Deathgun, so he is either going to have to kill these Raptors, or it looks like he might not pull this one out. We have some more fighting going on. Raptor squads walking around. Well, I expect to see Select continue to jump his jump troops, which is a strategy that Deathgun doesn't seem to use. Using the heavy cover and pistoling some of the assault space marines. The numbers are definitely looking to become more even between the standard troops, but Select has a hero, and it doesn't look too good for Deathgun. Meanwhile, Select leaves an idle worker at the top, not doing anything about it. But perhaps he's quite confident because it looks like those ASM have only a few members left. Meanwhile, the Raptors seem to be doing quite well. 1 squad of 10. Another squad at 3, but with 4 reinforcements queued up. It looks like his economy is fine and is handling this fighting. I'm not sure Deathgun can withstand all this Chaos Lord poison and superior hero damage in melee. Looks like the cultists have caught the scout. Deathgun runs it away, it has 2 hit points, but I suspect as it happened, the scouts were pistoled down by the cultists, so there's no opportunity for economy boom for Deathgun. Deathgun's outer cover point is now being decapped by the Raptors, and the relic has now been spotted, so it looks like Deathgun has no sort of advantage, although he does manage to kill this cultist squad off with his ASM pistols, I suspect. And there it goes. We have Select building another worker, reclaiming the original top left listening post that he had before. Looks like deathgun's still reinforcing his ASM on Overwatch, desperately trying to win this Tier 1 fight. Meanwhile, one of the ASMs, both ASMs are jumping toward the middle. It looks like he realizes he can't fight that Chaos Lord, but the Raptors, even though they only have one jump compared to the ASM's two, look like they had their charge ready. So they're going to pursue the ASM in equal numbers, while I suspect the Chaos Lord will be going in to kill Deathgun's base. Another cultist squad has been built. Looks like it might get caught here, but a third Raptor has emerged. Things are looking pretty bleak for Deathgun, as he's both outnumbered in troop types and numbers. Chaos Lord heads towards the back LP of Deathgun. I don't see him saving that. Meanwhile, Deathgun looks to be doing a bit of trading and taking that top left listening post for the third time this game. We see an idle worker up at the very top for Select, not getting caught by scouts this time. And we have Deathgun jumping into Select's base, probably searching for an idle worker or some signs of tech, but it doesn't look like he has any hope of getting away from only building assault marines at this point. Cultists down to 2 men, but it looks like the Raptors are going to be able to chase off the ASM, who probably don't have any jumps left. Okay, and we have some fighting breaking out. Two Raptor squads and 1 ASM. A little bit of a micro mistake from Deathgun, taking some damage through that heavy cover where our units move slower and it is harder to escape. Third Raptor squad coming in. We're looking at nearly 30 Raptors. We're at 28, 2 more to reinforce, compared to only 12 ASM for Deathgun, and he's losing more map control. Looks like a downhill battle from here, but definitely respectable that he's staying in this and trying to fight, because if the game were to go past Tier 1, the Space Marine units would scale much better and you would have an advantage. Looks like the morale has broken on Deathgun's ASM, and he's running towards the middle, trying to regroup, but he's going to run into the Chaos Lord and a large number of Raptors who could probably simply beat him by using range combat or whatever he should choose to do. It doesn't look like Deathgun has any way of coming back, and now we finally see the Chaos Lord take some damage, but I don't think the ASM have any chance of taking him down. 30 Raptors coming in. This looks to be the final battle. We have 10 ASM against Select's 30 Raptors. Nope. Seems Deathgun is elected to flee again, and we have the Force Commander who's finally emerged. Now that the Chaos Lord has taken some damage, maybe he can do something. I doubt he'll be able to turn the tide. Raptor hero damage is very good. 2 ASM and a Force Commander pistol are chasing. It looks like Select knows he can win this pretty handily, even though a brand new fresh hero has come out for Deathgun. We have the ASM getting surrounded. Their morale's broken by the superior morale damage of the Chaos Lord. Force Commander is going to try and attack the Chaos Lord, but I think Select's just going to see that and he's going to kill the Force Commander. There's the surround. Force Commander's caught. Doesn't look like the Chaos Lord's going to make it out alive, but I doubt the Force Commander will either. ASM are leaving the battle, curiously. Force Commander has just died, so we're looking at 8 Assault Marines against nearly 30 Raptors. More cultists are coming out and he's capturing the map, and GG, it's over.